Hello friends, you're with the Lonesome Gamer, and today I'm playing Cthulhu, Death May Die. And this is Eldritch Idols, Season 1, Episode 4. Now this is the second video, and it's actually looking pretty good. We're playing against Yog-Sothoth. He is at the, basically at the second. He advanced twice, and our goal is basically to find 4 artifacts, or to take 4 artifacts. We know where they are located, and then each investigator has to exactly carry 2 of them and bring them to a gate, and it has to be different gates, and then we have to be in that position at exactly the moment when Yog-Sothoth will advance, and that will overload the gate, and then we disrupted the ritual. So we have to stand with 2 artifacts each at 2 different gates when this guy advances. Now the good news is Ahmed already has 2 artifacts, and Beth is right next to one. So she should get one in the next action basically. And then we only have to find, or we have to pick up the one over here and get in position. Another good news is that there is not too many monsters. First of all, there's not that many generally on the game. There is the Shoggoth, which is pretty hard, and the Byakhee, just 2, and then we only have cultists, and this guy here, Wilbur Watley. So it's not that many. And also, right at the moment, there's only 5 monsters on the board. So I think we're doing pretty well. Also, when it comes to insanity, it feels like we are going up the track in the right pace. Maybe a little bit too fast, but not much. So it's Beth. And what is she gonna do? Well, obviously, I want to pick up the artifact. That's my first action. And let's see what bonus it gives us. Heal 2 stress at the end of your turn. That's pretty cool. And now what? I could either destroy the gate, or I could already start moving toward the other artifact. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I could go here. I wonder where the guards are. Guards are important because they basically take away the artifacts, and one is right there. So that's a bit of an issue. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to move with her. I can move with her 4 spaces because she's got swiftness. And she moves here. And then she distracts the guard. That's another action specifically for this scenario. And she's allowed now to move the guard 2 spaces away. And I think I'm simply going to push him into this space here. Eventually I want to position myself probably at that gate here, the blue one. And if he's in this area here, he will then probably get there exactly at the time when I'm planning to overload the gate. So therefore it makes sense to push him a little bit away. And that's it. So let's draw a Mythos card. Protect the artifact. Move all cultists 1 space toward the artifacts on the board closest to them. That is not good. That's pretty bad, because it means that now these two guys will move in here, and I didn't want that to happen, to be honest. But okay, yeah, such is life. Then we simply draw a discovery card. Headpiece display. The display contains the remains of the most beautiful queen who ever lived. You feel compelled to open the display. You may take 2 stress to claim the ceremonial headpiece, or the curse condition. We already know the curse condition. That's not good, because you basically lose sanity for each artifact you have, or you take stress if you don't have them. So that sucks. So I want to take this one here. When attacking, each tentacle may also count as a success. That sucks, because this is exactly my special ability. So that doesn't help at all. But okay, we're gonna trade this thing with Ahmed eventually, because I also have to take probably an artifact from him, and at that point we can also trade items. Okay. Just realized I had the human model, so I could have discarded that instead of getting arrested. So maybe this whole this guard distraction was not really necessary, but okay, whatever. And now, because of the artifact that I carry, I can heal 2 stress, which is really great. Okay, nice and smooth. So now we continue with Ahmed. Yeah, that's not quite as good. I think I'm gonna have to fight simply. Now let me calculate that. Yeah, that's... I think I cannot get things done during the next advancing of Yogg-Sothoth. I think I'm not fast enough, except if there is a card that does not advance, would not show the symbol. But otherwise, I'm gonna need at least 3 turns, I guess. I gotta move in there, gotta pick up the artifact, gotta move back somehow. Then she's gotta move there, trade the artifact, move in here. Then she would be positioned in the right way, but he would be basically standing here, and that's not where he wants to be. So that does not really help that much. You know, I might as well take my time. Don't rush it. Just move in here, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm simply gonna attack the cultists. Or I could pick up the artifact, use my stealth ability, leave 1 cultist behind, and risk an attack. You know, I'm actually really thinking about doing this, because there is a chance that we could achieve all the things exactly at the time when Yogg-Sothoth advances. If I now take the artifact, does it say you have to do it? No, I can do it even if there are cultists. So if I take the artifact and move in here, then I can do it. Move 1 additional space when you run. Okay, that's kind of neat. So I'm going to take my artifact. I'm going to use my stealth ability and move out here again. Now I hope... Oh, I could actually move 1 additional space now. Ooh, that's nice. So we can actually move here. That also brings me out of reach of the different guards. that's pretty awesome, actually. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, that was pretty good, I guess. So maybe there is now a chance. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I mean, if I get another move, then we can do it. We just have to make sure that, or we got to be lucky that he doesn't advance. That's the thing. And that looks okay. Yog's presence. If there are 3 or more Yog tokens on the board, at the end of the turn, Yog the Thoth advances. And that is not the case. We got 1, 2, and that's it. So that's pretty cool. And that means that now we might be able to actually disrupt the ritual during the next time when he advances. I'm not allowed to draw a card because the stupid cultist is with me, but, well, I get attacked. And this is a success, but I have a free reroll, and I got the toughness, so that basically allows me to reroll again, and nothing happened here. Very nice. So that was cool. Okay, so it's Sister Beth again, and well, I think, let me see. I got one, I need one action to trade, and I need an action to move to the gate. So I got one action left to attack the cultist. And let me see, I don't necessarily want to use my pistol. So, but I got the brawling. Okay. Yeah, well, let's do that. So I'm gonna roll my dice. And that was a very good roll. So we take 1 sanity loss, which is okay. And we managed to kill the cultist. Great. And now we can trade. And I'm actually thinking about giving the pistol to Ahmed. The reason is because he's got the arcane mastery. So I think he can use the dice in a more efficient way, because he can also use for him all the Elder Shine tokens also count as successes. And then, oh wait a minute, I could heal 1 stress at the end of his turn because of the healing prayer. I will then, now I'm not sure which artifact, let's see. So I'm not quite sure. I definitely want to give him also the ceremonial headpiece, because this ability Sister Beth already has. And let's see, the human model. Do I need the human model? Again, I think probably he needs it more than she does. And the reason is, she's over here, and there are no guards here. But in this area, we got this guy, and we got these guys. So I think I'm also going to give him the human model. I think I will give her 1 free reroll per turn. And she's got the toughness here. She can increase that. So healing might not be that important for her. And she also does not have to move an additional space because she already has the swiftness from the golden retriever. So therefore, I think that's a good combination now. And now we got one action left for Beth. And yeah, she's going to simply move the 2 spaces over here to the gate. And let's see what we get. Okay, I heard something. Move all guards and cultists 1 space towards you. Okay, well, now I kind of want these spaces, these symbols to show up. Okay, now let's see. This guy moves here. So they all end up now basically in the center. And that's not necessarily bad, because we want to go more toward the ends, toward the edges of the map, because that's where the gates are located. Okay, so that's that. And then she's allowed to draw a discovery card. She's okay. We got a janitor. I've seen the assistant professor kissing the sarcophagus. Very odd. You may take 2 stress to claim the janitor, or we have to take the cursed condition, so we take Teddy, the janitor. When you claim this companion, you may immediately pick up the nearest artifact on the board. Okay, that doesn't help at all, sadly. Gives us an additional life point though, and of course we do not want to get cursed. Okay, and then we are allowed to heal 2 stress because of this artifact. And I guess that's it. Back to Ahmed. Now he can move. He can move 4 spaces because he's got the artifact. So you know, I think actually what I want to do is I want to move this guy somewhere else. So I'm going to move 1, 2, 3 in here. Then I'm going to take him with me, and I think I want to move him back there. I'm pretty sure that I will not have to go to this direction again, and then I can move back 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I'm standing next to a gate. I could use my stealth ability to do that. And now we just have to wait, basically. We both have our artifacts, and now we just wait until the gates open, and that's it. And now maybe we could now argue we're not quite strong enough to do the big fighting at the end, but we'll see. Okay, more to the ritual. Move each cultist 2 spaces towards you. Summon a cultist. Okay, so that's fine. A second symbol, that's okay. This guy moves here. We summon a cultist in yellow. That's not good. I mean, it's not a big deal, but it kind of sucks. No chance for me to draw a discovery card. Yeah, so that wasn't so great. And there is a yellow Yogg token, Yogg gate down there, so that means we also have to summon a cultist down there. And then we get attacked by the cultist. Okay, that's a success, but we got the toughness, which allows us to reroll. That's still a success. Yeah, okay, who cares? I'm gonna take that. And then we're done. At the end I can simply heal a wound, and I can heal another stress, so who cares? We're perfectly well. Okay, Sister Beth again. And you know what? Actually, I think I want to destroy that gate. That will kill the cultist, and I think destroying gates is a good thing. I'm not sure, but I think the more gates there are open, the more Yogg gates there are, the better Yogg will do at the end of the when he awakes. So I'm going to move back here, and I got 4 dice. No, that's actually not true. I got only 3 dice. The brawling is... Wait a minute, that's an interesting question. They can be attacked. So yeah, actually it seems like I can use my abilities. This is an attack, so it's a target. So I think I can actually use this thing. So I get an extra die. Okay. I think I'll take the 2 sanity. And I'm pretty sure... Now this is tricky, right? That's the question of timing. Is the gate destroyed before I take the sanity loss? And I think that's the case. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's actually the case. If it would be a standard figure, I would remove it, then I take the sanity loss, and then my fear of crowds would trigger. I'm pretty sure that this is how it works. So I'm going to remove that thing, which also kills the cultist. Then this goes up, my fear of crowd kicks in, which means I can heal all stress because I'm standing there alone in that space, as far as possible away from anybody else, of course. And now we can choose what we want to push. And actually I think I'm going to push this, because this means I can reduce wounds and loss of sanity by 1 from any source. That is super strong. So even the cards here, everything, I can reduce that by 1. That is so good. The problem is we're not really strong when it comes to attacks now, but both of us, especially her. He's got the pistol. That's worth something, I guess. Okay, and I mean, she's got the brawling and now this extra die, so it's not terrible either. Let me see. Yeah, so we did all that, and that means now I can simply move again back to the gate, and that's it. So let's hope we draw a card which makes Yogg advance, and we do. Awesome. Artifacts Flare. That's the perfect one. So obviously we choose at the end of the turn, advance the Elder One on the track as if it were 3 symbols, which it would be anyway. So that worked out really, really well for me. So I'm allowed to draw a discovery card. That looks great. Paranoid Guard. I've seen the mannequins in the science wing moving on their own. I swear it. You may take 2 stress to claim either the guard or the shotgun. So the guard gives you 3 life points. And if he's killed, he becomes a cultist. Or, before attacking, you may choose to gain 2 green dice and target any number of enemies in the target space. If you do, after the attack, move the nearest guard 2 spaces toward you. That is awesome. That's exactly what I needed. I mean, you know, the last game, if you remember, where there was the ball and we had to find the sorcerer and so on, it really seemed like everything was against me. Every die roll, every card draw, it was a total disaster. Here it's really going the other way. So I'm going to take 2 stress. I'm perfectly fine here, and that allows me then to take the shotgun. And now I'm no longer that weak anymore. Okay, and that means now York will advance. Now let's do this again step by step. So he moves here, and okay, place a random York gate in your space. That's a blue one. That's funny, there's 2 blue gates in here now. I wonder if there's a special rule for that, but I don't think so. No, doesn't say. Move Wilbur Watley 2 spaces toward you. So he moves here. And then we gotta do this. Each guards move 1 space towards. I'm not gonna do that. They would all end up here, but we don't have to do this. They will be removed anyway. All investigators carry an artifact with at least 1 guard. That's not the case. We don't share our space with any guards. And then we overload the gates and we disrupt the ritual. Awesome. Now we have to remove all the guards from the board. So let's do that. It doesn't say the artifact, so I guess we can keep the special abilities of the artifacts, which is a cool thing. And the last guard is over there. Okay, so they're all gone now. And, well, I guess Yog-Sothoth shows up. Okay, and there he is. Really a nice miniature. And yeah, so let's bring him on the board. We go to the second stage now. When revealed, summon Yog-Sothoth in your space. Summon 1 cultist on each normal gate, at each normal gate. If you need to place a Yog gate on the board but cannot, move each Yog gate 1 space toward you. When a Yog gate is destroyed, each investigator in its space loses 2 sanity. Okay, that is not that good. But we only placed 2 Yog gates until now, so I guess it's not that terrible either. Okay, pretty shocking sight, obviously. But he is actually really weak, at least right now. So, that means her turn is over. And, well, I mean, she already is pretty crazy, so she can simply heal 2 stress, even though she's she's in the same room as Yog. No problems here for her. And then it's Ahmed. So I think what Ahmed wants to do is he wants to kill Wilbur. So he sneaks away from this guy. 1, 2, 3. He takes this guy with him. And they end up here. And I'm probably not going to be able to kill the cultist, but I think that's okay. But maybe I am. We'll see. Yeah, probably I can. I'm going to attack Wilbur. I got my pistol now. I'm pretty sure I can actually kill him. I got... and I got the 3 basic dice. So I need 3 hits here. I got a free... No, I don't have my free reroll anymore. But still, I got my Arcane Mastery, the Ceremonial Headpiece, which is even a little better than the high strung in the first level, at least. So we'll see. And that's good enough. That's a great roll. And you know, I think I'm also going to take the 2 sanity. So this goes up. I killed Wilbur. And my Pyromania is triggered. which means the cultist takes a wound, but that's not a big deal. And then I can push one of these, and that's a tough choice. You know, usually I would say, maybe I should simply take the stealth. Stealth is good, but there are so little creatures on the board that it doesn't really feel like that makes a lot of sense. So maybe I don't want to do that, but I might regret that eventually. I could also push up the Arcane Mastery, Healer Stress, the Healing Prayer. It's really tough. I mean, they're all good. Maybe I just push the Arcane Mastery to the maximum. You may count any number of... Yeah, you know what, I simply do that. Very straightforward play here, because the others don't seem really necessary to me at that point. Okay, and then I'm simply gonna attack the cultist here. And that was a success. Now I want to re-roll this one here. I don't necessarily want too much insanity. Okay, great. So the cultist is dead too. And that's it. That's the end of my turn. Gonna draw a Mythos card. Artifacts Flare. Again, each investigator loses 1 sanity for each artifact they're carrying, or at the end of the turn advance the Elder One. You know, that's a tough choice. I think I'm gonna go with the sanity for now. But on the other hand, when you destroy these... Oh boy, that's really a tough choice here. Maybe I should advance... Maybe I should advance York. I think I don't want to do that. I'm going to go with the sanity. So we both lose 2 sanity. That's a bit tough, but I hope it's still all right. And yeah, then I got to draw a discovery card. And we have the sarcophagus. There is an ancient sarcophagus here. Odd that you didn't notice it before. If the sarcophagus token is not on the board, place it in your space. If you are carrying 2 or more artifacts, claim the cursed condition. Okay, that is not good. So let's see. First of all, we place the sarcophagus here. Okay, we got to take the cursed condition. At the end of each of your turns, lose 1 sanity for each artifact you have, or take 1 stress if you have no artifacts. If you rest in the space with the sarcophagus token, you may discard all your cursed cards and heal all health and stress. Okay, so it's not that bad, but for this turn, we lose another 2 sanity, which is really, really bad. Yeah, there's nothing we can do against that. That sucks. But okay. Well, that allows me to push my Arcane Mastery to the top here, which is pretty insane. And I think that's happening right now, actually. So that means we're going up here. The Pyromania is triggered again. That's not great either, because this forces us to place a second token in here. Not that great. And then, let's see, we can heal all kind of shit. And now we have to keep that. We can heal here. And we can push this here. So from now on, every elder sign is worth 2 successes. Okay. So it's Beth again, and she now shares the space with Yogg. So I think there's a good chance that she can kill the guy now for the first time. She gets the shotgun, so that's 2 dice. She gets a die from the sanity loss and a die from the brawling. So she already has 7 dice. That's actually really, really good. I just want to make sure. No, I'm okay here. I always have the feeling that I somehow miss something, but I don't think that is the case. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, did I do that? Oh, you know what? I forgot to summon a cultist on each normal gate. I forgot to do that. Okay, that's kind of important because I should have done that. So that means a cultist will show up here, a cultist will show up here, and also back here. And if I remember that right, Ahmed was here. So that means that cultist is now here. I'm pretty sure I forgot that. Yeah. So that means that that sucks. You know, shit. Okay, let's. I'm not gonna allow to do that. Oh man, gonna make that all back. So the sarcophagus, I'm gonna shuffle that back into the discovery deck, and that means he didn't take the sanity loss, but instead gets attacked by the cultist. I think that's the way it should have been, because I forgot to summon a cultist at each normal gate. Okay, so yeah, now it's Beth's action, and she shares now also the space with a cultist. Anyway, she's gonna attack Yogg. Well, she could even split, because of the shotgun, she could split the damage. Yeah, okay. So let's do that. Let's roll a die here. Okay, so I got no arcane mastery. So that means I only do 3 damage to him. That isn't too impressive, but okay. Yeah. I got a free reroll. Shouldn't forget that. And that's pretty much it. So 3 damage here. Just want to make sure that am I right here? Yeah. Okay, let's do it again. That's much better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. That's pretty awesome. So I guess there's still a chance that we can kill him. We need 4 more. So we are right now at 8. 4 more damage. And the guy is dead. And that's it. We're good, because this actually, we can use that as a damage token. So that means my sanity will go down, or my insanity will go up. And we destroyed the guy. That is pretty insane. Very good, very good. So let's see what that means. So there you go. When revealed, move Yogg-Sothoth to the normal blue gate. Oh boy, he stays where we are. Move each Yogg gate 1 space toward the investigator closest to them. Each investigator in a space with a gate loses 2 sanity. At the end of each turn, place a random Yogg gate token in your space. Okay, that is again something we have to remember somehow, and that's not going to be easy. So let's see, the Yogg gate moves here, and that means both of us lose 2 sanity, because now we are in the same space as a gate. So this goes up here, and this goes up here. Okay, so let's figure out what that means. She takes a stress for every other figure, so she loses 2 stress because there's Yogg and the cultist. He, oh God, holy crap, he's got to place a 3rd marker here and kills this guy immediately. Wait a minute, now things are getting a little bit tricky. I have to remove one of them. And the reason is because that was placed because of the curse that came from the sarcophagus. So that means now this is basically the one that I have to place, and that kills now this guy, which is really nice. Okay, then I'm allowed to... Oh, wait a minute. Not so fast. She is allowed to reduce sanity by 1. So that means she only goes here. That is not triggered. It says from any source. So I only lose 1 sanity when this happens. So therefore, I also do not lose my stress because this is not triggered. Wow. Okay, now we are again, exactly like in the next game, at a point where, you know, I have to go back a couple of times and really start making mistakes because there's a lot going on now. He can now choose to improve this. Right. And that's the effect from that. Each investigator, yeah, that's that. Okay, let's see, let's continue. What happens next? I think, yeah, that was the when revealed effect. So now I have to draw a Mythos card because it's the end of my turn. Wilbur Whatley, or Waitley, move Wilbur 2 spaces toward you, or summon Wilbur in a blue gate. So now everything happens here in the blue gate. The guy shows up here again, and now there's a lot going on here. That's bad. That's really bad. I mean, there is a chance that actually Sister Beth might get killed because all these guys are now here, all in the blue gate. I couldn't see that coming. And now she gets attacked by a ton of guys. So let's see. Now the good thing is she has this thing that she can reduce the sanity. Okay, let's see. I mean, there is a chance that we can survive that because of the toughness. So first, I'm gonna attack with Yogg, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna attack with Yogg. If I take 1 more sanity loss, that means I can push the toughness, and then I can reduce wounds by 2 and the loss of sanity by 1 from any source. So that's pretty cool. So let's see. We take the... So Yogg has overall 2 3 black dice and 1 green die. Okay, so he's still weaker than Wilbur, actually. Okay, so that means we simply lose a wound. But I can ignore that. You may reduce wounds taken and loss of sanity by 1. So there's nothing happening. Now we get attacked by Wilbur, and he's got an additional die here. And that was not a big deal either. I wonder if I now should take this and then push this up. Or if not, I could ignore it. You know, I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to take that. I ignore these 2, and then I get attacked by the cultist. Okay, that would have been 2 successes. I get a free reroll. Okay, so I'm fine. I can also ignore that wound. Incredible. All these guys attacked me, and I didn't take a single loss of health nor sanity. So now we're at the end of the turn. Let's see what that means. I can heal 2 stress, which isn't even necessary. Okay. I gotta place a random Yogg gate in my space. Another one. So this is a red one this time. Boy, this is a... And this is it. This is all that happens. Okay. So now it's Ahmed. Let's see what he can do. So obviously he moves in here. And he takes 2 of these. And what can we do? So I wonder, the thing is, if I destroy Wilbur, I have to place a token in his space. I might have forgotten that. God. You know what? Let's do that. I think I killed him here and I didn't place a token. So this is here, and I'm pretty sure that token would have moved here. Okay. Ahmed killed him last time. So maybe I don't really want to do it. Maybe I just want to try to... Yeah, I think I want to try to kill Yogg instead. So I'm going to attack this guy. I got 1 die here. I got 2 dice from the pistol. So that gives me 3 dice. And then I got 3 black dice. And I can count my Elder Signs as 2 successes. So yeah, let's just simply attack the guy. Okay, that was strong. That's already kind of like 6 hits. Excellent. And let's do a second attack. That's also good. That is another... You know, I think I want to reroll this. Okay. And I might even consider rerolling this too. I don't want to lose sanity that much. That is already enough. These are already 6 hits. So I'm going to reroll that one too. Okay, awesome. So we killed him. That was pretty impressive. So we got one action left, but now the next stage is revealed. So let's see what that says. Move Yogg-Sothoth to the normal red gate, destroy Wilbur Wadley and summon him into your space. Summon a cultist at each normal gate. Okay, so let's do that. First, this guy goes over here. Then he shows up here again. And the problem is, we have to destroy him. That means, when destroyed, place a random Yogg gate. So we got 3 blue gates in here. And then he summons immediately again. And then we have to summon a cultist on each normal gate. That means one guy shows up here, one guy shows up here, and one guy shows up here. So, yeah, that's a bit of an issue now. We got a lot of guys hanging out here. I think I still got an action left, right? I mean, it feels like the whole thing is already decided, to be honest. I don't know what these Yogg gates do, but even if it says lose 1 sanity for every Yogg gate, we will not go beyond these thresholds, right? So maybe the wounds, yeah, okay, that would be an issue. If it says take a wound for every open Yogg gate or something, if it's something like that, we're fucked. You know, it's possible that, oh no, this is already the final stage. Oh, it's already the final stage. Well, then it's not that bad. You lose 1 sanity for each gate within 1 space of you. Okay, so we got kind of had to make sure that we get out of this area. But in the end, it's not that bad. So I'm going to sneak away from all these fuckers. But I can't really do that. So I'm going to sneak away from Wilbur. Take the 2 guys with me. And I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. I'm going to move back here. And so there's no gate nearby or anything. So now I get attacked by the 2 cultists. Let's see. Okay, that's nothing. And again, nothing. Really easy going. But we moved again through the fire. And that's now a bit of an issue. So we take 2 more fire tokens. That means we now got 4 fire tokens. So we got to roll 4 of these dice. Okay, and another one. Okay, how bad is that? Well, I think it's not that bad actually. But I can't simply, let's see. So first of all, I get a free reroll when rolling for fire. So I'm going to do that. That wasn't great. I think I will actually spend stress. Okay, that gives me a wound. And I'm going to spend another stress. Okay, so I take 2 wounds overall. That's not too bad. I'm not in such a great shape anymore. Oh, actually, you know what? I should have been able to count these, but who cares? I'm okay here. I forgot to count my Elder Signs that I took as successes. So I'm pretty sure I was totally relaxed. But anyway, I'm going to leave it that way now. Okay, so I wonder what I can do right now. So first it says at the end of each turn, you lose 1 sanity for each gate. I guess we start with the first stage, so let's do that. So here it says place a random Yogg gate in your space. Okay, so we got to do that. Okay, so then I lose a sanity because there is now a gate. So this goes up. Okay. Then it's Sister Beth. So I'm actually thinking about killing Wilbur. Yeah, I think I want to do that. This guy, he's pretty strong, and I don't want to get too much trouble there. I'm not going to attack Yogg this turn. I will try to kill Wilbur. That gives me... So overall I got 3, 4 green dice and these, and I'm going to attack the guy. That is enough. I lose a sanity, which is okay, I guess. So Wilbur is dead. Now that means I have to place a gate there. I can't do that, so I have to move each Yogg gate 1 space toward me. Okay, so that means these go all here. Then this is triggered, fear of crowds, no issues here, and now I can push this here. Oh, actually, goddamn, I would not have lost the sanity. But you know what? I don't care. I take it anyway, and now I'm here. And now I can reduce also wounds by 2, and yeah, that's totally okay. I mean, this thing is completely under control. Now I got 2 actions, and I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to move in here and hope that this guy doesn't come toward me. I think I want to move. On the other hand, I might also simply move here. I'm next. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I stay here, I guess. And I'm going to take the 2 fire markers. And I got 1 action left, I guess, and I don't even know what to do. I think I'm not going to do... Well, I could... Does it help me to destroy that gate? I would lose 2 sanity, I think, if I do that. I'm not so eager to do that. Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to leave the gate. So, yeah, nothing happens, I guess. So I got to draw... What happens if he now advances? That might be important. Gotta place another gate, which means that all these gates will move 1 space toward me. But that doesn't really matter, I think. Well, I see. It's a little bit tricky. Gotta be a little careful here. But I think I can afford all that. That shouldn't be an issue. So let's see. Artifacts flare again. So I'm going to choose that the Elder One will advance at the end, which would have happened anyway. Then I got to draw a discovery card. And it's a strange painting. This is the most enthralling painting. You may claim the strange painting, or you may take 2 stress to claim the museum curator. When you have her gain 1 level in stealth, that is Jane, or the painting, when using the destruct guard action, you may move the guard 1 additional space. I'm going to go with the curator. Probably I won't even need that, but I guess that's okay. Then I can heal 2 stress again at the end of the turn. Got to roll for fire. But it doesn't matter because, well, I might take sanity. Oh yeah, that's a thing. I'm gonna re-roll one of them. Okay, so I can ignore both of it now. I could not have ignored both sanity loss, but I can ignore 2 wounds and 1 sanity loss. And I take that actually as my free reroll. I got 1 free reroll per turn. And then all the gates move 1 space toward me. Because at the end of the turn, when this guy advances, which would happen right now, and which does happen, I have to do exactly that. Place a random Yogg gate token in your space. Then Wilbur is spawned here, which isn't great, but I think it doesn't matter anymore. Oh, I think I made a huge mistake. I didn't realize that, but it's not that terrible. So now, okay, he advanced. I gotta place another random Yogg gate token in my space, and I can't do that. So that means all these move here, and I will basically lose sanity for all of them. But luckily, it can only go to the nearest threshold. But I forgot that. And it says you lose 1 sanity, so that doesn't affect him. Okay, so this goes up here, which is, well, obviously pretty tough. And then what? I'm going to push my brawling up. It doesn't really matter. Okay, fine. Do I? I mean, I could also push this up. I'm going to take the brawling. I don't really need that anymore, I think. And now it's going to be Ahmed. And he now has the chance to kill Yogg or die trying. So let's see. Okay, so yeah, I mean, that's the thing now. I'm going to simply go for it. I'm going to take all these guys with me, but I'm going to leave Wilbur here, and I can't do that because of my stealth ability. So 1, 2, 3. So we're going to move in here. Oops. And now I'm simply going to attack Yogg. And now I got 1, 3 of these, and 3 of these. That's not that great, but my Elder Signs count 2 successes each. So if I'm doing okay, I did it last time, so I think I can do it this time too. Let's see. Oh wow, that might be it. Holy crap, is it already enough? So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, that was close. It's not quite enough, but that's already 11. So yeah, we can be sure that we kill him with our last action, and that's it. He's dead, and we lost another 2 sanity. But who cares? Awesome, we did it. Fantastic. He's killed. Okay, well, it felt pretty easy. I never had a feeling that I was not in control of what was going on, except maybe for the rules. I lost control a little bit there. But still, I think overall I was doing really well. I had a lot of time left. I think I'm not sure. He might actually be here now. I don't really know that. Maybe I forgot to push this last time. I think he might be here now, but that doesn't really matter. So I had still time left, and we both survived. I don't know. I like the scenario. I like the theme of the scenario. I like the cards here. You know, you got a little bit of a story. The guards that guarded these artifacts. The artifacts were also kind of nice with their special ability. So I think that was also cool. And the map is also really neat. I think it worked really well. But there were very few creatures on the board, so maybe it would have been a little more interesting if you would have, I mean, for example, the Shoggoth had no effect at all, basically. Maybe there are cards that activate this guy. I wonder if that's the case. I assume it is. I mean, otherwise it would be pretty ridiculous, I guess. But the Shog... yeah, there is one here. Yeah, which would move in 2 spaces. But the stealth ability is obviously really strong. You can basically pick the guy up and place him anywhere you want, and just move with him and place him somewhere else. So in this way, he's not really an obstacle anymore. So I guess we were kind of lucky. Sanity can be an issue in this game because of this artifact flare card, which showed up a lot in this game. I think I had it 5 times or something, so that showed up all the time. And yeah, that kind of brought up my sanity a little bit. But apart from that, it was really not that brutal or exciting or anything. And these, yeah, Yog-Sothoth, I'm not convinced really if he seems to be maybe really not that strong compared to the other old ones. That's what people say, and yeah, it might be true. But it's still nice to have him, you know. He adds some kind of different idea to the game with all these gates. And you know, we shouldn't forget, if you have a scenario where you spawn more monsters than I did, then these gates become obviously also more dangerous because they will spawn more creatures. But that's something that nearly didn't happen. I nearly had to spawn any creatures at all. So that was a little weird. Wilbur showed up a couple of times. The buyer key was only spawned once, I think, and that's it. And once we had the cultists. So the gates were not that effective against me either. I guess I was just a bit lucky, just like I had a lot of bad luck in the last game. Okay, so yeah, I enjoyed it, as usual. Fantastic game, a lot of atmosphere, a lot of story, and hope to see you in the next video. Bye.